Hi everyone, this is James from Southwest Ohio here at Mad River Homestead, and just doing part 3 of our video series on raising meat chickens. So tomorrow is our processing day, and I wanted to just kind of catch you up to where we are at this point. The first two parts, part 1 was the brooder, and part 2 was the chicken tractor when we moved them out here to the chicken tractor about 3 weeks ago. So let me show you where we are at this point. So right down around there is where I started the chicken tractor, and each day I've moved it one full length of the chicken tractor. So you can see the grass where they have been, where they started, is quite a bit greener than the grass right next to it. This grass was already in pretty good shape. We've had a very rainy spring, and but you can still see the difference. Took them, pulled them along there, so you can see the closer we get to where the chicken tractor is now, the more you're going to see the poopy areas, and the grass is still a little bit patchy. It will come in very, very full. But I took them up that way, turned it, and then came back that way. So right here was where I had them yesterday. And then here's where they are this morning. So I'll move it one more time today, and you can see all these chickens are looking so good and healthy. They have eaten a lot. I would say we're looking at an average, I'm guessing, of around 6 to 6.5 pounds. Some of those are going to easily be pushing 7.5 to 8 pounds. One thing that we've been very fortunate in this time, usually by this time we've lost somewhere around 3-4 chickens. Last year we bought 25, we butchered 21, we lost 4. You usually lose somewhere around 10 to 15%, 10 to 20%. I've heard different figures on that. This time we got 25, we have 24 chickens, and again, they're all looking really, really healthy. If you remember from, I think it was part 1, I showed the one that had kind of a limp. It was not looking great. I can't even pick her out now, so she's done very well. We lost one, not sure what it was, but I could tell the one day that she wasn't gonna last another day, and sure enough, she didn't. We will be cutting the feed off today. If you remember, since the first week, I've been having them on 12 on and 12 off on the feed. So we put it out around 8 in the morning, around 8 at night, we take it away. And they are pretty much wiping out that trough feeder and that hanging feeder every day. So we're gonna take it away today, probably around 6. I like to take the last feed away from them around 12 to 14 hours before we start processing. This will allow their crop to clear out. They'll have a little bit of grass in it, you know, because they will pick at the grass between now and then. But that's okay. You just don't want a lot of junk in that crop when you go to clean them. So that's where we are for today. Tomorrow I'll show you the setup where we're going to be processing and everything, and maybe show you some of the processing, but want to be careful. Don't want this video to be banned by YouTube. So we will see you tomorrow. Another thing I wanted to mention is, if I do the meat chickens again, because we are going to start breeding the Faverolles, we're getting our chicks in a couple of weeks. But if I do breed the Cornish cross again, I'm either going to get less or I'm going to build a bigger tractor, because for 25, it does get a little bit crowded. They're still a lot better off than they would be, you know, in a factory in a little 1x1 square on concrete. But this is definitely a little bit crowded. They have room to move around, but it's not optimal. Well, today is chicken processing day, but just have a couple things I need to do first. Came out and fed all the animals earlier. Then I put the boy goats out in the woods for a little bit. Just took them in. Now I'm taking the all of these out. Hey everybody, who wants to go out in the woods? So, Lily and the babies and Uno are out in the woods eating. They'll be out here for probably a couple of hours. So, I like to walk Alaska around the property, the perimeter out here, if she'll stay with me. Come on, Alaska. Hey, what you got? She got a hold of something. Anyway, I like to walk her around the perimeter of the property, back that path, all the way to the edge, all the way around, so she learns this property. But she's got to come with me. Alaska, come. Come on, girl, let's go. Let's go. Alaska, come. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. She's pretty good about following me out here. That's a good girl. Come on. So now we're out of the edge of the property. I don't know what they're going to plant out there this year. The last 2 years they had corn. First year we were here they had soybeans. You pretty dog. Yeah, you're a pretty girl. Alaska, sit. No, that's lay down. Been working with her a little bit. She's getting pretty good about sitting. But sometimes she'll just plop down like that. Are you tired? Are you tired, little girl? Come on, let's go. So we finished our walk around the perimeter, and Alaska is now hanging out with the goats. She'll just stay around them while they're out here. She's already learning she's supposed to be around them. She loves being around them. So I can get going, finishing the setup for processing chickens. Okay, here's the steps of what we'll be doing. The chicken tractor's right there. I will move it over a little bit so it's on fresh grass. So I'm not getting into poop and I'm getting in there to get them out. But I'll keep that tarp over it just so, you know, I don't think they'll be able to see what's going on from there, but it's in my head. So I'll grab the chickens from there, just walk them over, not too long of a distance to here. These are restraining cones. I saw one guy, he said they're hugging cones. And what we'll do is put the chicken down in there head first. They're very calm at that point, and then just very quickly slice their neck. They'll kick a little bit, but that's nerves. They immediately expire. I have the two sizes because last year we kept the chickens for right at 8 weeks, and we had some, the biggest ones were 9 pounds 5 ounces. This year they are 7 weeks old today, so they're not going to be any as big, but I got the bigger cone just in case because there are some of them that are pretty nice size. So anyway, after I do that, after they are ready, it takes 3 or 4 minutes, then they're ready to go into the scalder. So you can see it's just another little short walk. So this is the scalder, and I'll just dip the chickens in there and just 15 to 20 seconds, you'll see the skin on their feet. When that peels off, then they're ready for the next step. You need to keep this water right around 145 to 150. So you can see I'm right in the ballpark right there. So I'll get that flame going just to keep that temperature steady in just a moment when we get started. And so after I take them out of there, then I'll take them over to the chicken plucker. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's got all these little rubber fingers on the sides. You turn the switch on, and the bottom starts spinning, and it'll rotate those chickens around and knock those feathers off again about 15-20 seconds. They're ready for the next step. So from there, just walk them right over here. Let me give you a big shot of our processing area. So this is just, cold water. I put a little bit of ice in it, but the chickens will go in there. Sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 ahead of Margie, because Margie will be over here processing them, and she'll take them from here, take them over to this station, start processing. Might show you what that looks like in a few minutes, but once they are processed and they look like what you get from the grocery store, then they'll go into this tub here. Now this tub is much colder water than what I put them in initially. After they've been in there probably 10-15 minutes, then we'll move them to this one, which is much colder. And after they sit in there a little bit, then we'll put them on ice. Now we keep them on ice overnight, and then tomorrow we'll do the bagging to get ready to put them in the freezer. I forgot to show this table a little bit more. By the way, I got this table for $100 from, you guessed it, Facebook Marketplace. If you ever seen my other videos, you know I love Facebook Marketplace. $100, and it's stainless steel. It's got this really nice feature, this sink, which has a big hole right there. Well, when you're cleaning chickens, there's a lot of yucky stuff, right? So down below that, we have a yuck bucket. And that's where we'll just throw the things that we're not going to use. We will have some tubs set up over here for livers, hearts, and gizzards. And but all the other stuff will just go right down into that trash bag. All right, well, we're done cleaning the chickens. It took about 4 hours this year, so we cut a lot of time off. Last year, it took us somewhere around 7 to 8 hours. And we had 21 chickens to clean last year. This year, we cleaned 24. So we've been done for a little bit. Now we're just doing some of the cleanup. Some of it we'll finish up tomorrow, but pretty happy with the way it went. Love that new plucker. That thing is absolutely awesome. Works really, really great. So I'll finish this up. Tomorrow, I'll show how we bag them up, get them ready for the freezer. For tonight, this is where they're gonna live. You can see they're very well covered with ice. Might need to add a little bit more on there. Depends on how much it sinks. There is some ice underneath the bottom chickens. But there's 2 coolers full of chickens. 2 dozen to be exact. So, and I think I was pretty close on my estimate on the weight. There were some pretty nice sized ones in there. Okay, we'll wrap this up on the next little part tomorrow. By the way, if this is helpful, if this is something that you're looking to do and you feel like what we're doing here is helpful as far as teaching, I know I don't go into a lot of detail. There's some other videos out there where they'll actually show you how to eviscerate, meaning, clean out the chickens and everything. But I didn't really want to go into all that detail. There's so many of them out there. But if you could just give a little thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done that yet, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I do new videos, and share it with somebody too. I appreciate it. All right, so it's the next day and we are getting ready to bag up the chickens, get them in the freezer. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. You can probably hear the burner heating up our water right now, and as soon as that gets done, we'll get going on it. So we get these bags into the water, we take them out, we'll twist them up, and then best thing I found to seal them, to close them up I should say, is these little what they call hog rings. And you use this special clipper for it. You just slip the hog ring in like this. It's a two-person job, so Margie will be manning this, and we'll just put that around it, squeeze it, just like this, and that'll seal that bag up. Okay, so first Margie's got the plastic bag. We're gonna put this down in there with the neck down in the corner. All right, this is a shrink wrap bag, so when I put it in that hot water, it's gonna shrink up around the chicken. Okay, so now I'll just dunk the chicken in here, about 3 to 5 seconds. It's gonna shrink that bag and push all that air out. Don't wanna leave it longer than 3 to 5 seconds because it might start to burn or cook the chicken. All right, so now just twist this around real good. Trying to push as much of that air out as you can. Give it 2 or 3 good twists. Margie's gonna slip that hog ring around there. Give it a good squeeze. And there you go. That looks better than anything I have ever had from the grocery store. Now, another method you can use after you twist these up is to just use a zip tie. A lot of people use that, and it is very effective as well. May actually even be a little bit easier. I don't know, honey. Maybe we'll just do it that way from now on. That was easy. All right. Well, I'm back here where it all started, right here with the brooder, and I'm leaving it in the garage because next week we'll be going picking up our 7 Faverolles hens. So pretty excited about that, but just wanted to give you some numbers on what we wound up with the chickens. And we wound up, like I said, out of 25 bought, we ended up processing 24, which I'll tell you is really, really good. You know, like I said earlier in the video, you typically have around 10, 15 to 20%, somewhere in there, will usually die. You know, sometimes their organs, their hearts can't keep up with them because they grow so fast. But we butchered 24. We averaged 6 pounds, 14 ounces per bird. I think earlier I had said I was guessing we were gonna land somewhere around 6.5 to 7 pounds. We ended up 6 pounds, 14 ounces. So I was right in the ballpark. And I think, to me, that's a really good average weight. Last year, like I said, we averaged well over 7 pounds. And our biggest one was 9 pounds, 5 ounces. That is a big bird. And that average of right at 7 pounds is perfect for us. The smallest bird was 5 pounds, 10 ounces. The largest one was 8 pounds, 3 ounces. And I didn't figure out the cost per bird this time. I've done that in the past, and it's usually comes out to about $1.40 per pound. And when you compare that to what you get in the grocery store, which, first of all, there's no comparison as far as the taste and everything, but when you compare that to the cost of what you get in the store, it actually comes out to be a pretty good deal. And that's not always the case on a homestead. You know, some of these things out here, you look at, like, for instance, we're making goat cheese now, the goat milk. We are paying a lot more for that goat milk and goat cheese, but there it's a matter of knowing that it's something that we raised. We know what they're eating. They're eating non-GMO food, things like that, and they're treated so well. So, it's not always, again, you take chicken, eggs, we're paying a lot more for our eggs than what we would pay in the store, but the taste is night and day. So to have something that's so much better in quality than what you can get in the store, and also be a lot less expensive than what you pay for it in the store. That's a win-win for me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you learned something along the way and had a little entertainment while you were at it. And I know we learned some stuff. This is the third time we've done it. And I learned some things this time as well. So thank you so much. And until the next video, God bless you and your family.